Beneath the soil of South Africa lie minerals that fuel industries across the world. But above the ground live the people whose lives are shaped by this extraction. This is where questions of dignity, fairness, and responsibility meet the reality of mining. Today, we explore human rights due diligence in the mining sector and the experiences of workers and communities on the front lines. The United Nations Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights confirmed that companies have a duty to respect the human rights of people impacted by their operations and value chains. To help companies meet this duty, they define a process of human rights due diligence as a way for companies to manage the adverse human rights impacts in which they are involved. In South Africa, where mining has long shaped the economy, HRDD is not a nice-to-have. It is essential protection for workers, families, and the environment. It asks a simple but powerful question: can development take place without sacrifice of human dignity?
Everything, and it's beautiful, it's very nice. I won't say the framework is very beautiful, okay, but how is it going to change the challenges that we're dealing with? Yeah. Because going back to the example that we've made, how we're dealing with the root cause.
Yeah. That should be my take home from this entire training, to say, how then do we empower at that grassroots level? Because, look, not everybody would understand that then we need to go and lay a criminal case or a civil claim elsewhere.
For workers, HRDD is not an abstract policy. It is about safety, fair pay, and the right to return home alive. Trade unions, such as the National Union of Mine Workers, stand at the forefront, demanding real accountability within the mines.
The Union of Mine Workers, I think when it started, it was mostly focused in the sector of the mining, but obviously it ventured through the construction sector, and which is quite a vulnerable sector based on its formation. And the majority of the workers that are working there are mostly unskilled workers, so they are doing the unskilled labor. So the most challenge that they are faced with is the health and safety, and the injuries on duties and the environmental issues. So if whatever solution you have brought to the risk to
their fight is a reminder that profit cannot come at the cost of life. But the impact stretches beyond the mine gate. Communities carry the burden of dust, displacement, and polluted water systems. Civil society organizations are documenting these realities and demanding transparency.
I think our community struggles with articulating environmental due diligence, and we came to strengthen our capacity in that. I think, but for me, as an activist, the gap has been that I wasn't too sure what is driving the multinational in our area with a change of heart. But I now realize that the tightening laws around the HREDD and business conduct and more focus around environmental and social and governance issues is definitely changing the posture in which mines operate and show up in communities.
In the vast red sands of the Northern Cape lies Kathu, the iron ore capital of South Africa, a town built around extraction. This region is rich in resources, but the people who live closest to the mines often carry the hidden cost of extraction.
I think I have complained. The complaints health issues.
In parts of the Kalahari manganese field, residents live in asbestos-contaminated zones where explosions shake fibers into the air, creating serious health risks.
So in my province, there's we conduct social audits. In our find out there is that there's a diabetic. People are ill with diabetic from 14 years. It's very a bad thing, to the community of Northern Cape, because the water have a lot of alkaline, where it causes people diabetic to able people they cannot, the digestive system cannot run because the lime is highly in the digestive system. So those are the things that we found out. And also,
This is where human rights due diligence becomes urgent. Communities are demanding cleaner practices, better monitoring, and real corporate accountability. The future here depends on whether mining companies act before harm becomes irreversible, and whether development can protect both jobs and human dignity. Together, unions, civil society, and impacted communities are showing that mining can only be sustainable when it is just, when the people who carry its weight are also those who benefit from its promise. Let us keep building a mining sector rooted in dignity, in accountability, and in human rights.